Peace to my crown heads. Take this time out right now, you guys, to like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's dive into our topic of discussion. I see so far we have 51 of us watching. Y'all like the video, share the video. I want to talk about sex tonight. And what inspired this conversation is just me reading. You guys will be surprised how much inspiration you can come by simply by picking up a fucking book, right? But anyway, I want to read something to you guys a little bit. It was on page 148. "61 of us." Like the video, y'all. Here it is. Right here. All right. Check this out, y'all. Whenever a male and female relate to each other on any level, they are metaphysically having sex. Let's break this down. Sex can be defined as male energy that fully engages with female energy in order to create a synergy that is a byproduct of their union. In nature, the proton or male sits still. The electron or the female, minding its own business, will float by the proton. The proton will display its power and energy to the electron. The electron will decide to revolve around the proton because it gets positive energy from the proton. The electron will then internalize that energy and reflect it back so the proton can see itself. If the electron does not care for or need the energy that the proton is giving out, then it will keep moving until it finds a proton that satisfies it. If this is the case, a simple conversation with someone of the opposite sex can produce an orgasmic type energy without even touching. So the king in this book, The Secret Science of Black Male and Female Sex, T.C. Carrier, he describes the male energy as that of a proton and the female energy of that of an electron. So what he's basically saying is that females, we go around a male's energy. And if we like it, we stick around. If we don't like it, we repel his energy. That's essentially how that connection is, I guess, sparked initially. But he went a little further and he says, any type of situation where that woman is feeling that man's energy and that man is feeling that woman's energy and that woman decides to stick around that proton because it satisfies her, she feels at ease, she feels some kind of connection, then she will stay. And then they will essentially be bonding in such a way that it is sex on a metaphysical level. See, I think it's very important for us to know and understand that being able to connect on a deeper level with somebody of the opposite sex, somebody that you want to build with, somebody that you want to grow with, somebody that you want to evolve with, is very essential for us to bond on levels that are much deeper than just the physical. It's important for us to go around individuals that we feel do satisfy us on a mental level, on an emotional level. that is just going to create an even more deeper dynamic, so that when we do engage in sex physically, it's not going to be so surface level. I think it's very basic that a lot of us don't see the need to bond with one another on a emotional level, on a mental level, even on a verbal level. And we have to use fucking as a means of connection to a person. To me, that shows that the relationship or the connection or the bond that you guys share is not that damn deep. Because if it was deep, talk to that person. You should be able to just lay up with that person, chill out, light a damn candle, each other, and that be something that is an intimate moment. That be something that is a heartfelt, deep moment. But a lot of us are not connecting with one another. We're connecting strictly on a physical plane, and we're wondering why our relationships are shitty outside of the bedroom. Which we're gonna get into that on, what's today? Monday. We're gonna get into that on Wednesday, because I want to read a few pages from this book that I feel like it needs to get, dived into. And we're gonna be talking about fucked up relationships. And this kind of goes into the science behind that. So I want to, y'all make sure y'all come back on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central so we can get into that. But a lot of our relationships are very surface level and bland, to the point where if we're not fucking, I don't really want nothing to do with you. If you're not going to make me come, I really don't want to come around you. We're not getting to know each other on a deeper level. So when the king says the woman is the electron, the man is the proton, what we're doing is, as the woman, the proton, okay, I see this man, he electron. I'm not really vibing with him like that, but I'm going to stick around anyway because he got money. Or the man is like, okay, I'm the electron, she the proton. I see her hovering around me. I don't really feel a connection with her like that, but I'm going to stick around because she got a fat ass. I don't really see myself in her. I don't really see my reflection in her, but I mean, she got a fat ass. And when I say see your reflection in her, I mean on a level of being able to see yourself mentally with her. See, when it comes to relationships, a lot of us miss out on the fact that we have to be with somebody that we can relate to. And shout out to you, Tavis Banks, for your donation. Let me see if I can find you in the comments. Y'all know I get the rambling and then I miss y'all. Thanks, Tavis. He says, good evening, my Empress. Thank you so much. Good evening to you all. I see there's 134 of us in the building. Like the video, y'all. YouTube, they let us know that with this coronavirus, they're going to be limiting our content because they don't have physical people to kind of monitor what we're doing or monitor what we're saying. So I guess to keep kind of a grasp on everything, they're just going to limit it. That way, if it is something that's extreme going on with your video, not a lot of people will see it anyway. So I need you guys to do it manually for me and take this time out to like the video, share the video, and all of that good stuff, because YouTube already let it be known that they don't have a lot of physical people to monitor it. So the computers, the little bots, are monitoring everything. And if they see something like sex in the title, or they hear me saying sex, it's going to kind of push it down in the algorithm. Nobody's going to see it. So like the video, y'all. Shout out to you, Tyson's fan page. She says, I play these videos to my daughter, Casey, Missouri Love. Thank you so much. And that's very flattering that people are able to share my content with their children. Like, that's fucking dope to me. You know, that means that I'm saying something that is of value and substance. So that really means a lot. And I know I'm not as PG-13 as I should be, or as I could be, but y'all know I gotta be myself. So as long as you are able to take away the message, to me, that's all that matters. But let's get back to the conversation at hand. I feel like it's very sad that a lot of us don't try to bond with people on a deeper level. It's all about, how can you help me get my nut off? How fine you are. And that's it. A lot of us, even today, are building our relationships strictly off of sex. And I know y'all know a lot of people. You probably are that person. You can't stand the person that you with, but the sex good. Y'all argue all day and all night. Can't talk about nothing intellectually because maybe you guys are not compatible in that way. Y'all can't relate to one another. Y'all argue and y'all fight, but damn it, the sex is good. And y'all are basing y'all relationship off of that sexual energy and that sexual chemistry versus being able to have mental chemistry, emotional chemistry, energetic chemistry. I think it's so beautiful, okay, that me and my husband don't have to fuck all the time in order for us to feel connected to one another. I love that we can just sit and talk. I love that I can just lay on his chest and listen to music in the dark with a candle lit, and I'm not even thinking about fucking. He's not even thinking about fucking. We just vibing. Like, that's what we need to get back to, you guys. That's what we need to strive for. But we're so warped in today's society to where we feel like our relationships cannot even thrive and survive without us fucking every, day? Let me tell y'all something. I had a guy inbox me a few days ago, and he was telling me how he feels like his relationship is on the rocks because he feels this constant need, this constant urge to have sex every day with his woman. And she's getting to the point where she feels, I guess, overwhelmed in a way. And he feels slighted because it's like, well, this is something that I feel like I need. I need to have sex every day. You're my woman. I need you to have sex with me. And granted, I understand that some people have higher sex drives than others. But what I would say to that king, which I did say to him, and anybody like him, is the fact that if you feel the need to constantly have to fuck every day, that speaks to a deeper and bigger issue. A lot of people that are suffering from these deeper and bigger issues when it comes to sex, they like to deflect. And they say things like, well, nah, that's bullshit. There's nothing wrong with liking sex. There's nothing wrong with having sex all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. I just really like it and blah, blah, blah. But they're not really peeling back those layers. If you feel the need to have sex every damn day, something is wrong. There's something within that relationship. There's something within you that is off. Something that needs to be dealt with on a deeper level. See, a lot of us that feel like we are overly sexual, and I have a constant urge to have sex physically, okay? Physically. Because again, we're talking about mind sex. But if you feel the urge to have sex physically every day, all day, To me, that signifies that you have a void that you are trying to fill with sex. It could be an emotional void. It could be a mental void. But it's a deeper issue at play. Why do you think we have so many people out here that are abusing sex? They have all of these kids that they can't take care of. They can't take care of them damn selves. They're struggling, but they're continuously making new babies. They're continuously fucking everybody. Those people have deeper issues. They're looking for love. They're looking for some kind of fulfillment. They're looking for a distraction. Sex has become so trivial. It's so trivial these days. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I encourage everybody out there to go and pick up this book, The Secret Science of Black Male and Female Sex. Even if you're not Black, you should still read this book. It's really good. He said, I love this topic. Thanks, Mega Wormy. Hey, like the video, y'all see it's 171 of us. Let's see if we can get 200 people in the building. All right? More people need to hear this kind of content. See, so many of us want to talk about, fucking and sucking and, bending over and swallowing and deep throating this. And we love that kind of content. But when somebody tells you, hey, that's not entirely all of that healthy, to be wanting to do that and overindulge in that because you are abusing it so that you can fill a void. You're trying to run away from a problem and you're creating more problems. Like, that's something that needs to be addressed, especially within the Black community, because a lot of us are the most stressed the fuck out. Which is why a lot of us had the most damn babies. And because we don't deal with our issues, it's also why we have so many damn babies in dysfunctional homes, broken homes, baby mamas everywhere, baby daddies are everywhere. And it's because we're not realizing that we are abusing sex to fill voids, to make us feel better about our condition, to release stress. To me, sex should never be abused. And this, is me coming to that realization because at first I was too abusing sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking from a place of I'm looking down at y'all. I'm speaking from a place of growth. You know what I'm saying? I was that one that felt the need to have an orgasm in order to feel happy. I need to, have sex in order to feel loved. And I didn't even realize that's what I was doing at the time. And a lot of people would say, well, you said you only had 2 sexual partners. So now are you saying that you can be with one person and abuse sex? That was me. See, a lot of women, we like to play the goody two shoes when we don't have a lot of sexual partners. But just because you don't have a lot of sexual partners does not mean that you are not abusing sex in some way. It does not mean that you don't have emotional issues. It does not mean that you don't have voids that you're trying to fill. You just have a more responsible or organized way of doing it. But a problem is still a problem. You may not be as reckless as the women out there who are having sex with multiple different men, trying to feel loved or trying to cope with life or whatever the case is, but you're doing that with one person, and that's still a problem. Men too. Yeah, I can be like, you can be married and abuse sex. You can be married in a committed relationship and not be where you need to be mentally and emotionally. He said, speak your speech. Oh. He said, so how many days? Omar says, so how many days per week is too much? How can I put this? You guys know in my previous videos, I've spoken about sex transmutation, being able to take your sexual energy and transmute it into something more productive. Sexual energy can be converted into creative energy, into productive energy. So to me, if you are having sex every day, that is in essence being counterproductive. You need to be taking that energy at least half of the time and transmuting it into something differently. So I would say sex every day is too damn much. That's just my personal opinion, because again, I'm a strong advocate of you being productive and you being able to be wise enough to be able to take sexual energy and place it into something that's more productive, whether that's being creative with your writing, put it into your businesses, reading, your platforms, whatever. So I would say sex every day is a little much if you're not trying to make a baby. And even still, that's not sex every day. That's just sex for a week during your woman's fertile window. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that overindulging in anything is a problem. Overindulging in water is a problem. You can get toxic shock from drinking too damn much water, and people will say, well, water is good for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about being able to be self-disciplined, be wise, be productive with what you have, especially in regards to a relationship. Because a lot of us are not trying to connect mentally. We're not trying to have mind sex. Mind sex, we use that as a way of seduction. It's never genuine. I've heard men say, well, I just use that as a form of foreplay. You know, I'm just going to talk to you and, you know, finesse you and, you know, mentally before I, you know, get you wet enough and before I get you, you know, ready enough. It's a form of foreplay these days. It's never on a genuine level of, hey, I want to connect to you. I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. I want us to bond on a level that is intangible. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch this. You can only feel it. We don't do that. We don't. Like the king said in this book, if this is the case, a simple conversation with some of the opposite sex can produce an orgasmic type energy without even touching. That's the kind of chemistry that we should be striving for in our relationships. But these days, we're so fixated on sex in the physical form that we do our relationships and ourselves a disservice. Because it's all about fucking. It's all about me busting a nut. It's all about me getting my orgasm. And then after that, I realized I don't even like your ass. I don't even want you like that. I just thought you was fine. I just thought you was sexy. That's it. Outside the bedroom, I can't talk to you. I can't relate to you. I don't even want you. A lot of our relationships, in fact, a lot of our marriages are like that these days. I see it was 190 of us in the building. Like the video, y'all. Sapiosexual. Yeah, you should be turned on by the mind. But this is the thing, you guys. I don't want you guys to be in this mindset of thinking that physical sex is bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it should be a lot more to it, a lot more behind it. That way, when we do connect physically, it has a deeper meaning to it. It's not something that's just on this lower vibration of let me just fuck, get my orgasm, and then duck off. That's what a lot of our relationships have been reduced to. We think because we have good sex that we're in love. No, the fuck you're not. I see women especially get duped into believing that because a man is making really good love, I can't even say love, because a man is fucking her real good and he's making her feel special and he's making her feel like I trust you. Why? Because he's not using the condom. Why? Because he's looking you in your eyes. Why? Because he's, touching you just right. Why? Because he's making sure that he's making you come good and you making sure you're coming first and all of that. And they mistake that for love. And when the sex is over, they're back to this toxicity with this man. This man's cheating on her. This man is using her, abusing her, creating babies outside of the relationship, giving her babies that he's not taking care of. And she's like, well, I can't understand because he fucks me so amazingly. There has to be love. Like, no, it's not. And had you got a chance to connect with that man on a deeper level, connect with him on a deeper level, get to know him in his mind first, have mind sex with him first, you would have known that. But we get so caught up in the moment. We get so caught up in what feels good. We get so caught up in what looks good that we throw everything out the fucking window. And then we don't realize that we done fucked up until after we done already fucked. Until we already created babies that neither one of us deserved or needed at the time. Because babies are a beautiful thing. But because we are not disciplined, okay, I see it's 203 of us. Like the video, y'all. Because we are not disciplined, because we're not taking the time out to bond with people emotionally or mentally, getting to know them characteristic-wise and all of that, because we're not doing none of that and we're just fucking, thinking that fucking is love, fucking equates to love. I'm sorry, good fucking equates to love. Now we're bringing in babies into an equation that they don't deserve to be in. That's what I mean rather, by having babies that we don't deserve. Our babies deserve the best. And though we're not perfect and life is not perfect, we should be doing our best to make sure that we are raising children or bringing children into households, into families that do love them, that do love each other, healthy relationships. A lot of our relationships are toxic. It's just the sex is good. So now we're doing a disservice to ourselves and our children. Why? Because we're giving them mothers that don't know how to be mothers. We're giving them fathers that don't know how to be fathers. Learn how to get to know people on a deeper level, y'all. This is the problem. We live in a sex-driven society. That is toxic. Sex drives everything. Physical sex, that is. It drives everything. And it's driving us the fuck crazy. Says bars. It's 207 of us. Like the video, y'all. Shout out to you. Is it Cyric Limbrick for your donation? He says some people need extra sex from a current partner because of deprivation from previous relationship. And see, to me, Cyric, that is still a form of trauma. I appreciate your donation, though. That is still a form of trauma, though. And see, that's the problem. We're not undoing. We're not learning from our previous relationships, from our previous traumas. We're not doing that self-work. So what do? We just take our baggage from the past and we bring it into our current situations, and then we try to use that as a way to fix ourselves. So since I didn't feel very loved in that relationship and they didn't really desire me sexually, or they weren't giving me the physical interaction that I needed, that scarred me. And so now I'm taking that baggage and that scarred emotion from me being essentially rejected, and I'm going to pin that on my new partner that I'm with. And I'm going to hold them to that standard of, hey, I need you to have sex with me because the last person I was with made me feel like I was not desirable. The last person that I was with made me feel like I wasn't sexy enough, or I wasn't whatever the case. So now I'm going to hold you to that standard that they put me through so you can make me feel better by way of sex. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because first and foremost, you shouldn't even need nobody to have sex with you in order for you to feel loved, in order for you to feel good about yourself. You should love yourself enough. Now, am I saying that it's okay to deprive somebody of sex that you're in a romantic relationship with? No. Sex is needed, but it needs to be done in a healthy manner. And a lot of us are not doing that. And that's the problem. We're overindulging in everything. And that is a bad thing. Shout out to us. 208 of us like the video, y'all. I saw another donation. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Weeze, thank you so much for your donation. He says, just realized a person I'm with is overly sexual in a concerning way. Red flags have me second guessing how she wants to pursue a LTR. I have some decisions to make ASAP. Stay woke, everyone. And see, Weeze, that is an issue. If somebody wants to have sex all the time, I need you guys to understand that in and of itself is a major red flag. That person has emotional trauma, mental trauma, something deep going on. They were probably sexually abused. That's another thing we don't take into account when somebody is overly sexual and they need sex all the time. To the point where they're not trying to get to know anybody on a mental level. It's all about, fuck me, please. I just need it. I just want it. That's a problem. And it's important for us to recognize that so that we can speak to that deeper issue. Why do we not feel the need to get to know somebody on a mental level, on an emotional level? before we engage in any kind of sex with them? Why do we skip that? Why is that not important? Because a lot of us are damaged. We don't know that there is a deeper issue. Let's be real. Oh, I see 222. Y'all keep telling y'all. 222 of us like the video, y'all. I know this conversation may not be so juicy. You know, I had somebody come to me the other day and was like, I noticed that, your content is this, and maybe you can get more views and get more numbers if you talked about this and you did this and you did that. I don't give a fuck about that. If I cared so much about having 1 million subscribers or getting 1 million views each video or whatever they fucking going viral all the time, I know how it can do that. Very simple. All you gotta do is be ratchet. All you gotta do is be a thot and talk about basic bitch shit and get a whole bunch of dudes in here and get a whole bunch of bitches in here that's ratchet and niggas in here that's ratchet and just do off the chain shit. That's easy. Maybe put on the thong and whatever. And that's like, I'm never concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is getting enough people to see real shit that I talk about. And if that means that I won't get a whole lot of this or a whole lot of that, then so be it. I don't need everybody. I don't need all people. I just need the right people. And that's what my crown hairs are for. So that's what I'm here for, you guys. I'm here to talk about the real things that need to be addressed. And that's why I need you guys to help me contribute, or help me get my messages out, rather, by sharing the videos, by liking the videos, because I talk about real shit that people just be like, it ain't about this ratchet shit though, so I'm not really interested. It's not about this bullshit over here, so it's not about pop culture, so I'm not really into it. So that's why I need y'all, and I appreciate y'all for helping me out. Because it is an issue. And like I said, a lot of us don't even know that it is a deeper issue, because we don't have people or more people like me that are speaking on it. We got so many people out here telling y'all, live your life. Fuck as many bitches as you can. Fuck as many niggas as you can. Just put a condom on. And like that makes it better. As long as you being safe, have sex, have fun. No. Now I am going to encourage you guys to be safe. But I want to take it a step further and challenge you guys to be even more safe by being mindful of the shit. Start connecting deeper. Let me tell y'all this. If you're not in a relationship, or if you can't in a relationship, be able to just be, that's not the person for you. That's not a healthy relationship. That's not a healthy dynamic that you should want to be a part of. You should be able to just chill and have the most intimate time of your life with your significant other. That's how deep your bond should be. To where it's deeper than physical sex. Now we're on a metaphysical plane. I'm connecting to you and I don't gotta say shit. I'm vibing with you and I ain't even got to say shit. I don't even have to touch you. What the king say? Without even touching. That's what you should be striving for. That way, when you do have actual sex, you over the moon with it. You over the moon with it. Because I vibe with you without touching you. I vibe with you with just talking to you. I vibe with you with just being near you. So when I do make love to you, oh my God, that's how it should be. But a lot of us, we work backwards in our relationships. We say, okay, fuck the mental connection, fuck the emotional connection, fuck any kind of connection. I need to know if you can fuck me good. Y'all don't know how many women I ran into or came into contact with, and the basis, and this is the most shallowest shit, the basis of them sticking around in that relationship is how that man fucks them. Not makes love to them, not how they treat them, not how they make them feel, not how they take care of them, but how good can you fuck me? I've seen so many women on that shallow level to where they're not trying to have mind sex. They're not trying to have emotional sex. It's all about physical fucking. To where I've seen them throw away good quality men because of the physicality of the relationship. He wasn't able to stroke me like this. He didn't beat it up like that. He didn't make me come first. He didn't do this. He didn't eat it right. He didn't beat it up right. And they threw away a whole good man, a whole healthy relationship, not taking into account that everybody can be taught. If sex is really the issue in your relationship, it can be taught. You can tell somebody what you like. You can show somebody what you like. But we're so simple. We're so basic. Like I said, physical sex trumps everything these days. Mind sex, emotional sex. Nothing. If you can't fuck me physically, I don't want you. Because that reigns supreme, and we don't think any deeper. We're so shallow. We're not even thinking ahead. We're not even thinking to say, you know what, I guess I could teach him, or I guess I could tell him what I like. I guess I could just take the lead a little bit and do this. I guess I could. Instead of doing that, we just rather say, I don't want none of it. And then I've seen the exact opposite. I've seen women take on pieces of shit ass dudes that they don't connect with mentally. They can't have mind sex with them. They can't have emotional sex with them. They can't have vibrational sex with them where I'm just vibing with you. They can't have none of that, but because you can fuck me good, I'm going to keep you. That's how warped we are in society for today. We're ass backwards. And then when we get duped into mistaking that good sex, that good fuck as love, and we get more deeply involved in this relationship that's really just a fuck buddy type of situation, we get in our feelings. We get mad. We don't understand why our relationship is not thriving. We don't understand why we arguing all the time. We don't understand why we can't relate. Because you didn't mind fuck first. You didn't emotionally fuck first. And I don't even want to say fuck, but I mean sex. I mean make love. You got to make love mentally first. Connecting that way. Bonding that way. And it doesn't even have to be on a sexual level. It doesn't have to be that I'm spitting, sexual words at you and I'm making you feel good and I'm making you turned on and I'm making you horny. I mean, being able to share your goals with somebody, that's a form of mind sex. Being able to vibe with somebody and they can relate to you, that's a form of mind sex. Not just, well, I would do this to you and I would do that to you. And you like, oh, you ain't even got to touch me and you turning me on with your words. That's not what I mean by mind sex. I mean having such a deep connection, being able to relate on all levels with somebody. Whether that's when it comes to what you want to do in life, what your goals are, what your dreams and aspirations are, what kind of music you like, where you want to travel, what you want to do. That's a form of sex. Being able to connect with a person that can say, I feel that. I relate to that. But we don't do that. We get with dumbass broads. Like, yeah, I can't talk to her. She dumb as a sack of rocks, but we have amazing sex. And so she's a keeper. She can swallow the whole thing. She a keeper. No, stop. If you can't bond with that person, that's not the person for you. If you can't relate to that person, that's not the person for you. 240 of us in the building, y'all. Like the video. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. He says, oh my fucking God, yes, everything you're talking about. I felt that. That's the relationship I'm looking for. That's what Shadow Moore says. Hero. He said she can take all 3 inches. She's a keeper. Shut up. Y'all need to stop playing these comments. But yeah, that's what we all should be looking for, but we're not. We're looking for who looks good, who can fuck good, and then we'll figure out the rest later. Well, that's the problem because that's what everybody's doing. It's like, damn, yeah, I can't really rock with him. I can't really vibe with him. We'll figure that out later after the baby born, But right now, they finding the motherfucker, the sex good, And we working backwards, and we're wondering why things are suffering. Bond with a person outside the damn sack. If I can't relate to you, if I can't talk to you, if you can't stimulate me emotionally or mentally, you can't inspire me outside of sex. I don't want you. You can't motivate me outside of sex. I don't want you. It gotta be deeper than that. That way, when we have sex, that shit is explosive. Let me say this before I get off of here. Especially when it comes to the Black community, because I feel like we need these kinds of conversations the most. If we got in the habit of not being so easily distracted by the physical, and we took our time with people, we took our time with getting to know people, making sure that we can connect in a mental way. We can connect in an emotional way, in an energetic way. If we took our time to do that, we would have a lot less dysfunction, especially when it comes to bringing children into these worlds. And when I say worlds, I mean in our universes, the ones that we create. We would be able to build solid families. We will be able to raise, like in the book, the king mentioned having God children. God children, because they would be birthed through our union of us being able to connect on a God-like level, reaching God consciousness, being able to relate and connect with each other and build with each other on such a high plane, on such a high level that we understand what we need to do. We know what we need to do. We know what it takes to raise healthy children. We know what it takes to build healthy bonds and just create an all-around beautiful universe. So our children will be brought up in these households where they have God-like parents. We're teaching them the best. We're molding them to be the best versions of themselves because we are the best versions of ourselves, and we were able to connect on such a level that we made each other elevate even higher. So when we bring children into our universes, they can't help but be the epitome of greatness because we are greatness. You elevated me through, us being able to connect mentally, us being able to push each other. And I did the same thing for you. Why? Because we got to know each other. We just didn't get distracted by the physical. We wanted to see where we were compatible, really, where it really mattered. And I'm not telling y'all to have whack sex. Don't do that, okay? I'm not saying that sex is not important. I'm saying it's levels to this shit. And we're operating on the lowest one. Step your game up, please. It's essential. You're doing yourself a favor. You're doing your children a favor. You're going to be able to have higher elevated thoughts because you're not attached to all of these damn demons. Y'all don't have all of these damn different soul ties because you are having sex just for nothing, because you look good, because you smell good, because you drive a nice car, because you got money. No, it's deeper than that. Y'all don't realize that it's because you have all of these damn quote unquote soul ties to all of these people that you didn't take the time out to get to know on a mental level or an emotional level or any level, that is clouding you. You fuzzy in the brain. The third eye is clouded and shit. Because you got all of these different energies on you that were low vibrational because you were low vibrational. You didn't take your time out to get to know that person. But when you bond with somebody on a higher level, it forces you to elevate higher because now you guys are on a higher frequency. You're challenging me. You're pushing me. You're inspiring me by way of your conversation, by way of how you think, how you move, what you're about. Not just about how you fuck. You need to get to that level, y'all. See, it's 250 of us. Like the video, please. Get ready to get off here. I got to get in this kitchen and cook. Anne Marie says, truth and wisdom. I try. Facts for life. Amen. Peace to you, Lone Wolf. Black Introvert says, woo. It says, soul ties is so real. Yep. So why wouldn't you just want to have a soul tie with somebody that you are compatible with mentally, physically, emotionally? Hell, even financially, if you want to throw that in there. Arthur says, you're talking very good. This is real talk. Makes a lot of sense. You're hitting all the points. Very true. Thanks, Queen, for the conversation. Thank you all for tuning in. I wish we had more people to chime in, but unfortunately, we're not talking about Cardi B, and we're not talking about Megan Thee Stallion, and we're not talking about deep throat and, you know, swallowing, and, you know, that's not really that entertaining, you know. So that's why I'm glad I have my crown heads to help me out. So please like the video, share the video, and subscribe, you guys. I'm gonna go back and watch the video later and see what you guys are saying in the comments. But I thought this conversation was very much so needed. We need to have more intellectual conversations like this so that we can push the envelope a little bit and get people to think a little bit more and take a little bit more responsibility, especially when it comes to sex, because sex is very powerful. But the problem is we're having sex, and very powerful sex, with all the wrong people. So let's get to know each other and connect on a mental level first. All right, y'all? That's what a real sex is. We're able to relate, connect, bond, elevate, grow, evolve. That's the real sex. The physical sex, it just makes it 10 times greater. All right? I love y'all. I respect y'all. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all saying the same thing in the comments. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you guys for the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscriptions. Thank you guys for the channel memberships. I appreciate that very much so. So we'll be back on Wednesday, you guys. We're going to be talking about fucked up relationships. And y'all just have to bear with me when we come back, because I want to read about 2 to 3 pages from this book. But I feel like it's very necessary for me to read it so that you guys can have a little bit more context behind what we're talking about, okay? So y'all come on back. Thank you, Weiss, for your donation. He says, ladies, when we both reach levels of positive mind sex, we'll reach a whole new level. Sex should just be the bonus where it's communicated. Oh, I love that. I hope you all have a great day despite these times we're in. We the few. Peace to that. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, when you're able to connect on that level, the sex is just going to be the moment to where you can express that in a physical form. All right? But I appreciate that. I respect y'all. I got to go. Peace, much love. Danica Marie, I'm out.